That's why they call it the border security bill, so that people like Destiny can go on TV and say, well, Republicans stop legislation.
Would you like to apologize to the parents of Laken Riley for the murder of her child?
The virtue signaling is off the charts. I'm not.
That was Destiny's best move because, you're going way too hard, Benny.
Take it down a notch.
I didn't kill anybody, so I'm not going to apologize to anybody for somebody getting killed.
But there are
unfortunately, there are a lot of
policies
people that get killed in the United States for a large variety of reasons. If anybody gets killed, especially based on the background of this guy, this guy definitely should have been deported. I don't think anybody disagrees with that.
Right, but the fact is that when you're in a group of what now at like 14 million people, it's not as easy to find these people. But in fact, we did find this person, and they weren't deported. And this is the type of thing that they will tell you. And Destiny's just going to hand wave. Well, he should have been deported. Why do you think he wasn't? Because any notion of keeping a secure border or getting rid of the people who weren't supposed to be here, any breadcrumb that they gave you about that was bullshit.
But hey, listen, if you want the border stuff to be cleared up so much, why don't you tell Republicans to stop turning into a game in the White House or in the oh
no, he's not going to do it. He's not going to go to the border bill, please.
Congress and actually approve legislation to get more funding down for the border.
Okay.
Right?
I did watch this, but it was 2 days ago, and I don't really remember. I was working, I was doing a bunch of other stuff, so I did see this, but I don't remember the details. From that bill, it was let's give Israel and Ukraine a shit ton of money. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't read the entire bill myself. It was a one of these, I don't know if you call it an omnibus bill, but it smuggled in a shit ton of money and then also said something here that wasn't enough about the border. That's why they call it the border security bill, so that people like Destiny can go on TV and say, well, Republicans stop legislation. I'm sorry, but I think Donald Trump ran on build the wall. And it's Republicans' fault that there's no wall.
Something's not adding up.
I mean, you can't get any more disingenuous than this. This is, again, why I don't really like this format of just the talking head, because it forces you to be on the defensive, no matter either be on the defensive or, virtue signal like Benny Johnson, which I think, if you're going to go on a show like this, that's probably the better way to go, unfortunately. But we're here. And film says, he says this guy should have been deported. I don't think anybody disagrees with that, except for the Biden administration and the DNC, which is exactly Benny's point. Maybe if you think he should be deported, then you shouldn't be voting for people who won't deport people like that. Not only won't deport them, but won't even hold them in jail. I think, let me make sure. I just want to get the details right. I just want to make sure we have the quick little, let's just shout out to USA Today, especially in case anybody is not fully aware.
To you.
She was like an angel.
This morning, Jason Riley speaking out for the first time, describing his 22-year-old daughter, Laken, as an avid marathon runner with dreams of one day becoming a nurse and working with children.
We were looking forward to seeing her graduate next year. She was so full of life. I just hate that, she was taken so early.
Police say Laken was murdered while jogging on the University of Georgia campus last month.
I wake up every day thinking, that I can call her, and I can't.
Is this going to give us...
Police have charged 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra with her murder. Ibarra, a Venezuelan citizen, entered the U.S. illegally in 2022, officials say. And despite...
And who... I'm not sure. Wait. Okay, so 2022. So that means that would have been... Because Trump was in 20... So Biden was president. Okay, just making sure.
An arrest in New York and a citation for shoplifting in Georgia.
And he was in jail and given a trial and then deported, right?
Was never deported.
Do you think a difference in immigration policy would have made a difference for Laken?
Shout out to Giorgio. Welcome to the party. So I thought, what if we did single issue voting instead of lumping a bunch of issues behind one candidate or one bill? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what MC169 was saying. Single issue bills. Yes, this is what we're voting on. It simply cannot be functional. I don't know how it was ever allowed. I mean, it makes sense in certain contexts, but the fact that it's being abused to this level, I don't know. I don't see how it's allowed that you have these bills that are like, we want to save puppies and also kill all kittens. Like,
What? These are two very different things.
that don't make no sense. How can that be legal? Dylan says, not to mention how Cards Against Humanity producer and avid SJW and Trump disliker apparently purchased a section of the border wall in order to attempt to stop Trump's border wall construction.
Stupid.
Why? What are you doing? Also, Cards Against Humanity is awesome. The first 5 times you play it, and then you get all the cards, and then it's not any fun anymore. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to get the basics on Laken Riley.
And despite an arrest in New York and a citation for shoplifting in Georgia, was never deported.
Do you think
I just want to come for a better life. I'll do anything for work. Oh, please, just help me. So obviously, at least one got through, right? So we can't say it doesn't happen.
a difference in immigration policy would have made a difference for
Obviously.
Laken?
We both have no idea if that would have changed anything, but he's here.
Yes,
illegally,
we do.
That he might not have
What do
been
you
here had we
mean?
had secure borders.
What do you mean we have no idea? If you were arrested, if you know for a fact that he was arrested and put in jail, and you know for a fact that the policies allowed him to be in that circumstance and stay in America, and unless your daughter, Laken, was going to Venezuela and going to places probably shouldn't be, she would be alive. Or at least if she was going to die, it would be on by something else. But what do you mean you're not sure? What do you mean you're not sure? Maybe this is a father's need to rationalize that it couldn't possibly be that the American government directly led to the death of my daughter. Fine, maybe I'll give him that. But you can't say that. Like, yes, it would have changed. It absolutely would have changed. There's no question.
Policy would have made a difference for Laken?
We both have no idea if that would have changed anything, but he's here illegally, that he might not have been here had we had secure borders.
Exactly.
Laken's murder has become a flashpoint in the partisan debate over immigration. Former President Trump meeting with Laken's mom and stepdad earlier this month, just days after this tense exchange at the State of the Union. Any film saying, let's not forget the victim blaming, where they said, oh, well, she was probably fighting back, and that's why he strangled her. I don't think that is, you can interpret it that way. I don't think that is what people are trying to say. I think people are trying to explain what happened in the sense that the guy was after an SA situation. And the good on her for fighting back. But once she fought back, now he got angry and decided to do more bad things. So it's not on her, but it's just cause and effect. I think I'm trying to be as fair as I can, but I think that's what the story is, that this guy was going in to try to SA her and then whatever. And if she had, just let it happen, which I'm not saying that she should have, but if in an alternate universe, then and again, I don't even know the details around that, but I assume witnesses or something. I don't know, but I'm trying my best to steel man all of these horrible people, which is why we are better than them. Earlier this month, just days after this tense exchange at the State of the Union. Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene imploring President Biden to say Laken Riley's name.
Laken Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. Laken Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed.
Who dat?
By an illegal.
Who's Laken Riley?
I feel like she's being used somewhat politically.
How do you feel about that?
It makes me angry. She was much better than that. She should be raised up for the person that she is.
And I mean, hey, there absolutely is something to be said about our side of the conversation, using her as a token.
I'm not saying that you were innocent.
I don't think that is the case. I think it is appropriate to hold her up as an example because of the fact that we have always said That this is the kind of stuff that we want to avoid. And then it happens. I think that's fair. But I also think it's fair that there's probably people who, again, don't really care that somebody died. But they do care that they can use this to advance their political message.
An angel on earth, her heartbroken father says, now gone far too soon.
What gives you strength?
Knowing that she's looking down on me, it has made me so much stronger.
Truly heartbreaking. And while the suspect has not yet entered a plea, we are now learning that he is demanding a jury trial according to court documents. And the family of Laken Riley is also preparing for what is likely to be a difficult trial. Her father telling me that he is heartbroken not only for his family, but also the family of the suspect whose lives have been forever changed. And he told us that if he were to see the suspect's mother, he would want to give her a hug because he believes that's what his daughter would have done.
I understand that. I understand that completely. That, you know, you're not in control of what your children do, that I'm sure the mother would never want that to happen. But the mentality that these people are not enemies is something we can no longer afford to have. And that pains me to say. I used to be the liberal, I used to call myself a neo-hippie. That kumbaya, we're all people, we're all the human race, all of that. But these are enemies. And as long as you continue to deny that fact, your enemies will succeed. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.